Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? Sunday night live stream. You already know. We had a good time. We had a good time today. We had a good time today. What can I say? You know? Go ahead and share this. The huge. How's everybody going? It's going. It's going. I know it's a little late today. Apologies for that. Let's share this. Let's share this bad boy. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. I know some of those Cowboy fans sure aren't. That's all I know. That's all I know. What up, Lek? Yeah. Trying to just share this real quick. What up? What up, Jack? How about them Cowboys? Man. Hey, you know who's also having a good time, though? Eagles fans. Because the Cowboys got eliminated before they even played. The Eagles and Niners are going to show up to the playoffs like, wait, what? Where are the Cowboys? Oh, I thought they were supposed to be here. They were talking about it all year. They're talking about it all year long, and now, I don't know. They're looking around the playoff room like, weren't the Cowboys supposed to be here? So we're playing on Saturday now? I saw someone say that. I wasn't sure. That sucks. I don't like Saturday games. I don't know why. I don't like Saturday games. But whatever. Hold on, we're gonna get into it. I'm talk about Keith Lee. I should have probably just talked about it on TikTok, but I haven't felt like doing that too much lately. No, it's not letting me share this. Come on. Red hair player considering. Yeah, man. I'm doing something special. If I'm not gonna jinx it, but if we get to the championship game, I'm doing something special. So I dyed my hair red early because I like it to be a little overgrown or a little grown out. But this red is a little. It's hard to tell on this terrible webcam, but it's a little too bright. So I ordered another dye that's a little tiny bit tinge darker. Because this one in like sunlight or like direct light kind of looks like a little orangish. So this is actually the third color I'm trying. Because the first color, it was called rock and roll. It was called rock and roll red. And it was like almost orange. It was like a happy red. It wasn't 49er red. So, anyways, yeah. Can't wait. I kind of, it would have been fun to play another team. It's like, I feel like my whole life we're playing the Packers and Cowboys in the playoffs. And mix in some Seahawks there last 10 years. But, like, I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. At least we know our opponent, right? Jordan Love, you had a nice little run for your inauguration, but I think that's going to come to an end. We'll see. All right, now that I'm settled, we can get into it. I got some stuff to show you guys soon also. It's just funny to me, man. It's just fun. Look, if you're a Cowboys fan from Texas, like you're from Dallas Fort Worth area, or somewhere in Texas, not around Houston. Like, I don't have a problem with you. It's just sports rivalry. I think the reason, take a look around if you're a Cowboys fan, right? A lot of Cowboys fans, I'll see them say, even friends of mine, I'll see them say things like, oh, everyone hates us because, we're the best. Like, they take, like, pride in the fact that it's not just their rivals that dislike them, right? It's like, it's not just like Eagles and Giants fans and Redskins fans. It's not just the Niners fans. Like, even fans that have no dog in the fight whatsoever when it comes to the Cowboys somehow make fun of the Cowboys. And there's a reason for that. And it's self-inflicted. So I have no sympathy whatsoever for Cowboys fans that are not from DFW at all. It's self-inflicted. There's a reason why, certain teams, and look, I'll even put it like this, like Warriors fans, we get a lot of hate right now, and I get it. But the thing is, it's because of the people that latched on to the fan base and to the dynasty. You know what I mean? So I understand where the hate comes from. Cowboys fans don't seem to have that self-awareness. Like, so many of the Cowboys fan base, it's because they were kids in the 70s, right? That's the older generation. Or they were kids in the 90s when the Cowboys were dominant. They've never been to Texas. They just wanted to choose a dominant team. And then so many of them were from, like, the Bay Area who had another dominant team, but they just wanted to be contrarians and root for a team that wasn't, they wanted to feel different, stand out, right? And were basically disloyal to where they're from and chose a dominant team from a place they've never even been to. So I have zero sympathy for you guys. Zero. And that's why you're going to get these jokes. Cracking the Dr. Peps. What's up, Steve? 3 of the 4 teams I wanted to lose lost. All right, Jake. Doing good. Cam Spam, what up? Dana, what up? Niners, baby. That's right. What's up, Josie? What's up, Mitchell? Yeah, so if you're a Cowboys fan and you're not from Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're getting it, right? And this is the thing, like, I like sports trash talk, but when a team, like, loses a big game or, gets eliminated, things like that, I really don't trash talk like that. I let it simmer, We'll start the trash talk when the next season begins, and I'll talk about, like, their big loss or whatever, right? For fun. It's just different with the Cowboys. It's different with teams like that. It's different with teams that get this, like, bandwagon fan base because they're dominant for a long time. You're going to get jokes no matter what. You're going to get these memes. You're going to get all of it. And you earned it by being disloyal to the team you should have been a fan of. But that's fine. I don't want you to be a fan of the Niners. You know what I mean? Want to stand out? Cool. Stand outside the playoffs. I like that one. I'm pumped. We play Saturday. All right. Oh, yeah. See, I don't work a regular 9 to 5. Like, my hours are different. So I guess that, Because I just realized by you saying that I work Saturday, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I just totally realized I'm working that day. Oh, that's a bummer. Big time bummer. But I wasn't gonna go to the game. I got tickets for sale. I'll sell them. Market value minus fees, if anyone's interested. Speaking of zero, Warriors are done. Dynasty's over. Join the Beam Team. No, I'm not. I just gave a whole speech about being loyal. Bro, if the Warriors win 2 games a season, I'm still a Warriors fan. But, people said the dynasty was over after 2019 also. Fast forward a couple years later, and they're rolling down Market Street in some cable cars, so. Oh, no, did they do the cable cars for that parade? It might have been buses. Either way, they were rolling down Market Street, so. The Warriors are definitely going to blow things up, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not really tripping. Like, this is the thing about me as a fan too. Like, so many fans are just like frothing at the mouth for like more, 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 more. And me, I see that like the Warriors, the Giants, in the 2010s, those kinds of runs are very rare and very difficult. So I will appreciate that time as much as I can. So if the Warriors suck for a few years while we do farewell tours for the guys that brought us some of the best basketball moments of my life, I can deal with that. I know every team can't win every year, so I'm not like, I don't forget what actually happened. And Giants fans are like that. Like, oh, it's, because we didn't sign the biggest free agents. Oh, the sky is falling. It's like, what? I've been to 3 parades. The Rockies have never even won the division. Rockies fans have never even won the division. And I'm going to sit over here and cry because we didn't win 4 in 10 years? Come on. Anyways, I have to work Saturday, unfortunately. I thought it would be Sunday. I thought it was Sunday for sure, but 24-hour COVID strain. Cowboys fans that are Lakers fans. Josie, there was that meme I posted. The Cowboys fan going into the game, and he said he was a Lakers fan too. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Lakers fans will 365 get these jokes. Cowboys fans 365 get these jokes. Yankees fans 365 get these jokes. Just because you earned it. You earned it by being that type of fan base that thinks that you're entitled to success. Warriors dynasty's over. It was never a dynasty. It's a dynasty. Let's stop it. Let's stop. It was a dynasty. It was absolutely a dynasty. I just want Supersonics back so I can watch basketball again. Hey, man, I think they're going to come back. I think the Supersonics are coming back. I'm not going to lie. Oh, shoot. Whoa, is everything cool? Did I just break something? All right. Sorry, I dropped something. Yeah, I think the Supersonics are definitely going to be back because they're pushing for expansion hard. So I think it's going to be. Well, I think Seattle and Vegas, but that's 2 Western teams. So I don't know. We'll see. They would have to do some sort of realignment. But I think the Supersonics will be back in some form in the next 5 to 10 years. And I've said this a bunch of times. I love the Sonics. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. I literally have 4 Sean Kemp shirts. I've always loved Sean Kemp. So seeing the Sonics back would be awesome. Kings are near and dear to my heart, and I love to see the fan base grow, but I'm not ready for bandwagons. They ruin team reps. Yeah, you have to deal with it. It's super annoying. I grew up in it as a Niner fan because, I grew up into a dynasty. And I don't know if you're a Niner fan too or how old you are, but that was a reality. And then with the Giants, we never got national recognition, so the bandwagon didn't grow in the same way. It did in some aspects, but it wasn't just a mainstream Giants fan base. And plus baseball's a little weirder with the way fan bases grow because it's still a little bit regional, more so than the other leagues. And baseball started extremely regional, so it's still not 100% baked out of the system. But I got to see it, firsthand with the Warriors, how a bandwagon fan base grows and how it affects the way people see your team and view your team. And, people will talk bad about the Warriors and the Warriors fan base, but they're talking about wherever they're from. They'll be from Florida and they're like, oh, the Warriors fans are annoying. And it's those aren't the real Warriors. Those are guys from Florida that are supposed to be Heat or Magic fans that just jumped on the bandwagon. So don't talk about the Warriors fans that grew up going to Oracle Arena. You know what I mean? You got to separate the two. And that's fine. You can be a fan from outside the area. I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm just saying that it's different, and I think it should be judged differently, especially if you became a fan just because of the dominance. And you see it with Lakers fans, oh, I just like Kobe. And it's I love Kobe too, but I'm not from LA. But I'm one of these days I'll give you my breakdown of how I see fandom, and I think it's I don't know why I really like my my breakdown. But the way I see it kind of is fandom is almost like you get merit badges. It's almost like a Boy Scout, and you can earn patches. So like if you like as a Niner fan, if you saw a game at Kezar Stadium, you get a Kezar Stadium patch, right? And that's special. If you went to Candlestick, you get a Candlestick patch, and vice versa. Not vice versa, but you know, as it goes. Sorry, I literally, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I missed a lot of the Rams Lions game because I took a nap, so my brain's still a little foggy. Niners should not overlook Green Bay. Absolutely not. Green Bay was one of the only teams that kind of felt like they limped into the playoffs. I mean, the Eagles kind of did too, but they limped into the playoffs. But they, you know, might have got hot at the right time. They have a full season now. So yeah, absolutely, you got to look out for the Packers. A lot of talent on that team. What up, Vince? Go Niners. Warriors went to 5 straight finals, won 3 of them. That's a dynasty. Did CeeDee Lamb run through your room? I heard something drop. Glad the 49ers game is a late start. Yeah, I work late too. That's the problem. Nice ballers profile pic, Vince. Wait, that's weird. It changed on my chat. One yours has something different, and then it changes to ballers. Unless there's 2 Vince Vargases here. Steph Curry isn't even top 15 point guard. All right, now you're just being silly. Now you're being silly. Now, come on. Could be a mud bowl for Saturday's game. Rain is in the forecast. I saw that. I'm watching the forecast because I think I mentioned it last week. I probably did, but I'm going to the championship game. I will be there if we get there. I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch. But if we beat the Packers, I will be at the championship game. And my brother Cole will be there, and Cole has not even been in an episode in a while, so it's gonna be a good time. Cowboys are in Trey area. They should have put Trey in, man. Hey, how do you put your faith into Dak every year? Every year. The biggest pretender out there, man. The biggest pretender. Gonna be a good game. 49ers, Green Bay, Packers, Kansas City, Miami Dolphins. Dolphins got exposed, by the way. Tua is not that guy. Hey, you know what? I need to start betting on games because actually, like, almost everything I predict has come to fruition. And it's been like that a lot of my life. I think I'm pretty good at it. Not like 100%, obviously. But, like, I think I'm good. I think I probably should start betting on games. That's probably a bad thing to say, huh? But, like, I knew the Dolphins were going to fall apart. I knew the Cowboys were frauds. I said it early in the season. But that just might be bias. I think a lot of 49er fans said that. I don't know. Let's go 49ers. Time to play some real football. Nick Bosa's ready. George Kittle said he's ready. Warner said he's ready. Absolutely, Rick. I hope they keep up the game speed with this long delay, though. Mitchell, you're having a laugh. Curry's a top 10 player all time. He changed the game, you fool. All right. Let's be respectful. He's being silly. Steph Curry is the pound-for-pound GOAT. Yes, I said it. Pound for pound. If you take in everything, his size and everything into account, he's the GOAT. No, Jordan's the GOAT, but used to pray for times like this. Go Lions. What's up? I'm just going to call you, is it Jerry? Got to meet you at the NFC Championship. Yeah, hit me up, dude. I'll be there. I have faith we'll beat the Packers. It's not going to be an easy game, but I think we'll beat the Packers, and I'll be at the championship game. And I'll be at the championship game. I'll post it on social media. But I got some pins from some folks I know. Bay Area pins. So here's a Bay one. The Bay. This one says, it's hard to see, but it says Hella Faithful. I got a pile of these. I'm going to be at the game. If you find me at the game and let's see. If you find me at the game and tell me your favorite video of mine, I'll let you choose a pin. One pin per group, though. All right. I can't have like a group of 5 people come, clean me out of all the pins I have left. But if you see me at the NFC Championship game, I'll be giving away pins from Bay Area Pins. I will post more about it as we get closer to the game. Look, my hair's red. I got a bunch of pins to give away. I literally got a flight for Cole to come into town for this game. So if we get bounced in the divisional, I'm going to be very, very upset. Very upset. Very upset. Looking forward to Cole being in game vid. Absolutely. Curry is the most overrated player. No. Nope. What up, Jamie? Izzy, what up? Good luck facing the Packers in the divisional. Could be an interesting game to watch. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You can just call me Jerry. They'll be okay. They'll know what to expect. Chase Young says he wants this game. I didn't see that. That's cool. If the Packers take down Goliath, that would be wild. It would suck is what it would be. It would hurt. Curry wouldn't even make that Bulls team? Are you kidding me? Curry wouldn't beat out BJ Armstrong? Are you kidding? Come on, man. Now you're having a laugh. You're having a laugh now. What up, Jack? Which Redwood City one? Redwood City pin? I have some Redwood City pins, but not for the game. I want them to be a little more generic so that, not everyone's from Redwood City. So if I was giving away pins, I don't know. So, I mean, the Bay, there's probably some people coming out from like the Central Valley or something that might not be from the Bay, but that's why I got the Hella Faithful ones too. So we'll see. And me and Cole will do like a fun video with people if they get the pins. What's up, Jennifer? Top 5 all-time in order: MJ, Kobe, Steph, LeBron, Shaq. Steph had LeBron. Tell me another player busted MJ and Kobe like Steph did LeBron. I'll wait. Yeah, I don't hate that list. It's way different from my list though. Like it depends if you consider like. It depends on which attributes you're considering. Keegan Murray over Steph Curry? Come on, guy. Who would you want to play in the championship game? So first of all, I want to win the championship game, right? So I'd feel really bad like if we were playing the Lions and we won and beat them and knocked them out. I would feel bad because that's actually my next thing on the list, Detroit Lions. So we'll get into that. I would feel bad, but it would really be fun to see the Lions. Like just new teams that we haven't played, because every year it's like when we get this far, every year it's like the same teams. It's like Packers, Cowboys, Seahawks, right? It's felt like that almost every year. So if we could just find some new teams to play, that would be cool. So Lions would be cool. Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield might be cool. I don't know. It doesn't really matter at this point. I don't see the Eagles getting past the Buccaneers just because of their injuries. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. I would say probably Lions, but I would feel bad for the Lions fans. You know what I mean? Live in Long Beach, have no affiliation to anything in the Bay Area, but your videos on Bay Area sports are incredible. Thanks, Riley. Appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I love Long Beach. Jamal Murray over Curry. Curry's best point guard. Yeah, the Warriors are struggling. Hey, man, he's been in the league a long time. Like, everyone, has a downfall. The only thing is LeBron is able to, like, he's able to, he's still slowed down, obviously, but, like, he's able to mask it because the Lakers are the Lakers. They're always going to be able to stack their team. And he's on a whole bunch of juice. So, unlike any Warriors player that didn't play for the Kings. So, who's your top then? Chris Webber and Mitch Richmond and Harrison Barnes? JBM, what up? How about them Cowboys? That makes sense. Mitch is still upset about the playoffs last season. Yeah. Keegan Murray is nice seeing Steph Curry. Yeah. Larry Bird over Steph Curry? they played totally different positions. So it's like you can't, I mean, yeah, Larry could facilitate, but it was different. He played a lot different. I do have tickets to the game. Don't like Oakland's homeless teams. Screw the Lions bandwagon fans. Eminem sucks as a rapper. Stafford looking for that Taylor Swift clout. Man, Mitchell, you got all kinds of hot takes tonight. But no, Detroit Lions, I'm very happy for them. It was really cool to see that last kneel down, and I know what those fans are feeling. It's got to feel great, and I hope this is the beginning of the Lions, being a competitive or even elite team for at least a few years. Like make some runs, have some fun. I mean, if the Niners don't win it all, I've said this since I was young, probably since I was a teenager. If the Niners don't win it all, I want the Lions to win it all. Not that I'm particularly a Lions fan, but as I've said in all my videos and stuff, like I know what it's like. I know what sports can mean. I know that being a sports fan can be rough. And I grew up a Warriors fan. I know what it's like to be on a team that's just absolutely god awful, and it's not fun. So I want every fan base except for the Cowboys, Lakers, Dodgers, and Yankees, and maybe even might even throw Red Sox in there. I want every fan base to experience, a championship, or at least like having a winning culture for a while. And I think I've just always thought Detroit is a cool city. I love the history of Detroit. Just watched that Bye Bye Barry documentary, and seeing how hard that was. They finally got some life with a Hall of Famer, and it all just came crashing down, kind of out of nowhere for them. So I don't know. I just feel for them, and I think it's cool that they got a playoff win after 32 years or whatever it was. So yeah, shouts out to the Lions fans, man. Like, that's cool. Those are some insane takes, Mitchell. Eminem's cool. Like, I'm not like a huge Eminem fan like that, but I don't have a problem with him either. I used to love the G Unit run and like the Eminem, or like the mixtapes, and then Eminem with all the diss tracks to like Benzino and The Source, and that was a good time. Ja Rule, all those mixtape tracks and diss tracks, that was like my favorite Eminem run. Yeah, Mitchell likes to stir things up. If you guys are not familiar, that's why I say he's being silly. He's goofing. Jacket that Taylor Swift was wearing was made by Kyle's wife. I saw that. She's like blowing up because of that. And the best take I saw about that was they're saying how like basically the NFL like needs to step it up with their gear, and I completely agree. I just got a pretty cool like vintage style Debo shirt that I'm probably gonna wear for the championship game if it happens. And I was just thinking, like, why do the 49ers not like mix it up, because like I feel like if you go on the 49ers store, which it's all through Fanatics, I think that's probably the problem, because Fanatics is just, it's basically like, what do they call it? Fast fashion. It's like really cheaply made. And when you go and you look and you're just looking for like a t-shirt, I mean, you just got to keep scrolling because it's like just trash. And you got to find like every once in a while you'll stumble on one like, oh, that's really cool. And that's why it's so popular. Like, the most popular items, I think, like just using 49ers as an example, is the vintage stuff. Like a vintage satin gold jacket, right? Like the vintage starter jackets are popular all over for any team, any league. It's like, do you not understand that people really like that style? It was like, it felt like people cared. It wasn't just like, oh, here's a shirt, slap something on it, take off, get out of here, get back in your seat. I think, I don't know. I just wish like you could get some official gear that was a little more art behind it, a little more creativity. Let some good designers actually make some stuff. You know what I mean? And with the official merch, of course, there's like some good stuff. Like you'll stumble on some good stuff, but it's just hidden amongst trash. So that was my favorite take about Juszczyk's, Taylor Swift jacket. If they could, like, they should hire her or something and let her design some cool stuff. The only problem is the price point. That's the thing, man. Niners gear, or just football gear especially, all sports, but football gear especially, is so overpriced. It would be just like a crew neck sweatshirt, and it would be like $99. Like, what? Oh, she made that Purdy jacket for Debo? I didn't know that. That's dope. Niners don't win it all. I want the Texans to win it. Look, all right. I should talk about that too. You can't not like D'Amico, right? You can't, like, it was so cool to see them win. It was so cool to see them dominate. It's so cool to see CJ Stroud doing what he's doing. And I love D'Amico. I love that stadium. The Astrodome is right next to it. You guys know I've talked so much about how much I love the Astrodome. But I just hate the Houston Texans, like, branding. I hate their uniforms. The logo's all right, but the colors are so boring. They just still feel like an expansion team because they're just their branding is so boring. When you go from the Houston Oilers that had those beautiful uniforms, a unique logo, like an oil derrick, like what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, you just go from something unique and beautiful, playing in the Astrodome. Earl Campbell's shoulder pads are way too big. And then you go to, like, the Houston Texans, which is like an AI-generated team. It's hard for me to root for them, and I know that's a stupid reason. I know it's stupid. But when I was a kid, I would those things mattered to me. I don't know if it's living in the Bay and Sandy. Wait, what? I missed something, Cam. Except the Padres. I don't know which part that's referring to, but it's funny to me either way for some reason. I want 6 Super Bowl wins for the Niners, 5 Super Bowl losses for Buffalo. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. I root for the suffering fan bases too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sacramento can relate. Absolutely. Like, if my team can't win it, look, I'm selfish, so if I can have my team win it every year and crush the suffering fan bases, then so be it. But if it's not my team, I want to see a team that's never been there, or at least never won it, win it, right? That's why it was cool to see Bochy, help the Texas Rangers get one. I love that kind of stuff. So if it's not us and it's got to be the Lions, cool. We'll see. But, I mean, after this run, this Shanahan era, we got to get one. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. We've had so much talent, so many opportunities. We can't just keep dropping the ball. Literally, in the case of 2022 or 2021, whatever year that was, that what's his name dropped the interception. I went back and watched the Eminem Chrysler Super Bowl commercial. Oh, that was a good one. It gets me hype. His hype video was not that great tonight, though. They should have let me do a hype video. But what a cool storyline. Lions and Rams, the send-off, the one who everyone kind of lost belief in, leads that team to their first victory in 32 years over the guy that they traded him for. It's pretty cool. Mahomes should be in the concussion protocol for 2 weeks based on a damaged helmet if Juwan Jennings lost 3 games. Yeah, it's hard for them to tell if Mahomes has a concussion or not, though, because he always seems like he has a concussion. Love me a varsity jacket. Absolutely. Should have removed Mahomes for the game. You think so for the helmet? CJ Stroud is real deal. Yeah, he is. Lose our defensive coordinator every year. I know. It's annoying. Stop poaching us. We just lost Adam Peters. Adam Peters has a bigger impact than most people realize. He's made an incredible impact everywhere he's been. And the Commanders are super smart for getting Bob Myers to consult on building that front office and poaching Adam Peters. Sports apparel used to be way better. Yep. Now it's just fast fashion, not even good. So Dodgers fans are worse than Yankees. And now they are. For sure they are. Before it wasn't. That wasn't the case. Except for the Padres was referencing. I don't want to see them. Oh, okay. I wouldn't mind the Padres if it wasn't us. I don't want the Padres to win with this stacked team though. You know what I mean? I want them to do it like a more like organic way. Hype video champ. Dude, I had so much fun with the couple hype videos I've done. Prediction for your team is if you're not winning Super Bowl this year, I think they will win the Super Bowl in Santa Clara in 2026. I mean, that's still a few years off, man. It's hard to keep a team built for that long, you know. Just booked my Amtrak tickets for next Saturday. Awesome, dude. Is that train we were talking about a couple live streams ago? I gotta take that still. Cold weather has something to do with that cracked helmet. Yeah, that absolutely. The cold weather like froze the helmet and then it helped it take that piece out. Hate losing Adam Peters. Get ready for the Commanders' rise in the NFC East. So smart. The Commanders are doing everything right since the sale of the team. That's another team that needs to change their branding. And I don't mind the Commanders' name, but their uniforms and everything is trash. Trash. Speaking of, I'm still trying to go to DC next month, so. Hate losing Adam Peters might be the biggest loss we've had under Lynch and Kyle. Yeah, absolutely. I'm probably not supposed to say this. I've hinted at it in some videos. My cousin, not my cousin Pig Van that's in the comments, but my other cousin, he's buddies with Adam Peters, and that's why I showed him in some of my videos. He's always like, he was in the Peters suite with the Peters family, and he always got, you know, to hang around and meet the players and stuff because he's friends with Adam Peters, so pretty cool. They grew up in the Bay Area, so they grew up Niners fans, you know, but it's just a great opportunity for him to be a GM, and obviously with the Niners, you know, the way I see it is like John Lynch wasn't going to go anywhere, so there was maybe not upward mobility for him, so Commanders gives him that opportunity, so we'll see how it goes, but Commanders are making all the right moves so far. We'll see who else they bring in, but I don't think they're done this offseason. Red Wolves is a cool name. Yeah, I heard Red Wolves before was cool. Red Tails was cool. Lot of opportunities. I really don't mind the Commanders though. I like when names are different. And I think there's a lot they could do with that. It's just their uniforms and the way they tweaked like the old Redskins colors. It just doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. Pay that woman that had all the trademarks and get a better name. Yeah, I heard like there's a few they wanted, right? And then other people own the trademarks. Like, yeah, just, I don't know. Rebrand, and Washington football could once again be great because it was, I think people forget how good the Redskins were. They were a world-beating team for a long time. Hypothetical, would you rather see the 49ers win it all this year or sacrifice the Super Bowl and see the Oakland A's win a World Series? Well, I'm not an A's fan, so I want the 49ers to win it. Come on, the A's broke my heart in 89. Ignore this cup. Right? Yeah, no. I have nothing but love for the A's. In the American League, I'm always going to root for the A's. Well, not always. The Oakland A's. I would root for in the American League, but I'm not an A's fan necessarily. I know I've done a lot of A's stuff lately, but I am a Giants fan. So 49ers. Choosing the 49ers. 100 times out of 100. Actually, if we won like 99 Super Bowls in a row, maybe I'd be like, all right, you can have one, A's. I agree with you taking the Washington Commanders. Hardcore fan here from California, Simi Valley, born and raised to Redskins fan. Oh, really? What's up, Raymond? Redskins fan in Simi Valley, huh? Man, you guys had... Look, hey. Make sure you're paying attention because I'm trying to do a very special video for your fan base soon. I'm still trying to figure it out. There's still a lot of hurdles. But in the next month or two, I'm trying to do something very special that is connected to your fan base. I've hinted at it in some of the other live streams. But Yeah, I'm trying to do something special connected to your team. So stay tuned if you're not tuned. Tune. All right. Niners coach has been doing great. Bill Walsh and Belichick coaching tree be warned. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy the connections, right? And how many of those people, how many of those coaches are all tied together, and I love seeing the old clips of like Mike McDaniel and Shanahan. That I love that clip of Johnny Manziel with the trick play, and he's talking to Shanahan. Shanahan's like, "Go, go." But yeah, it's crazy. We can't keep a defensive coordinator for more than a year or two. But if the Jets want to get rid of Robert, we got space. Come on back. I like the A's to win the World Series, but I don't think I want to see John Fisher hold a World Series trophy. Yeah, I would rather the A's get sold to someone that would keep them in Oakland than them winning a World Series, because I feel like if they won a World Series, that would just be more motivation for him to move the team. It's like, oh, we got to capitalize on this. We got to, yeah. Do you see Brock Purdy's brother is transferring to San Jose State? I didn't see that. I heard he's been balling, though. I really don't pay attention to, you know, the younger leagues that much. I did watch the national championship game, which is not like me. I don't watch a lot of college football, but I just, I like the matchup. Like to see Harbaugh doing his thing. And I've said it before, I'm not the biggest Harbaugh fan, like a lot of Niner fans. I wasn't the biggest Harbaugh fan. I was at one time, and then I feel like I saw through his facade, if that makes any sense. But I still had to watch it, I'll just laugh at the Cowboys' misery. Yeah, man, you guys, come on. The amount of trash talk the Cowboys made us all suffer through for the whole season just because they beat up on some terrible teams. Just stop, I just wish there was one season where Cowboys fans would be like, hey, I like what we got, I hope we make a push. I wish they would at least be that instead of it's our year, you know what I mean? I want to go to a oh, look. Dude, Vince, are you changing these on the fly? You were tripping me out, man. He changes his profile picture to whatever the topic of discussion is. I want to go do a video at San Jose State game. I think that would be fun. SJSU going to be rocking next year. Again, I'm not huge on college football, but didn't San Jose State change conferences or something? Las Vegas don't want any more. Oakland's trash. I don't want anything to go from Oakland to Vegas. Harbaugh was good, but his staff was the reason for success. QB whisperer gimmick is also false. I think Harbaugh is a good rah-rah coach. I think he's terrible at X's and O's and decision making, which is why I think he's great for college, because college game is a lot more sloppy. It's a lot more freestyling. And I think he's good at that stuff. But where I really saw the cracks was he's a rah-rah coach, so everybody was like believed in him, right? But then as soon as like he'll just switch up. He'll switch up so it feels like whatever love he's showing the team or players or whoever, he can just switch it off or change it. And one of the first things I saw was when we made the switch from Alex Smith to Kaepernick. Because if you remember, Alex Smith had his resurgence with Harbaugh after years of turmoil and people not believing him and the stadium booing him and all this stuff. And Harbaugh would go out there and do the beating on his shoulder pads thing and hype him up and had his back and all this stuff. And it, as fans, and I was a huge Alex Smith fan, it felt good. Like, oh, he's finally got a coach that believes in him and is like there for him. And then as soon as they made the switch, he's just all on Colin Kaepernick, and he just like forgets about Alex Smith. And it's like, it just felt weird to me. And that to me was the first hint where I was like, I don't know if I believe this guy. Oh, you did a San Jose State video? That's cool. Cowboys, the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, man. I posted on. If you guys haven't seen it, I wish I. Dang, I should have set this up so I could play it. I made a meme that I'm really happy. I'm really proud of. From The Simpsons. Check Instagram if you want to see it. It's a meme that I can use every single year, and it makes me happy. Harbaugh's still my favorite coach of the Niners. Seifert second, Walsh third, Mariucci fourth, Kyle fifth. Man, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I enjoyed the Harbaugh years immensely. I just think for what he did for the game, I would have to put Walsh first. Mariucci's high for me, though. I loved Mooch. Shanahan's high, too. I wouldn't put... Seifert wouldn't be as high. Although some of my favorite years are under Seifert, but just if you're taking it that out of the equation, I'm just judging him for him. I don't know if I'd put Seifert that high. College game is all about who has talent and who doesn't. It's just the talent disparity. You're able to just like... It's like the strategy doesn't matter as much, if that makes sense. Because like, yeah, like you said, straight talent or athleticism can beat out the strategy more than it can in the NFL. Okay, they're still in the Mountain West, the Pac-2. It's crazy how all the conferences are changing. Alex Smith sucked like Steph Curry. You get out of here, dude. Alex Smith is so underrated and underappreciated. Always loved Cap, but I wish Alex Smith started that Super Bowl. Me too. And, you know, I appreciate Cap for what he did. I appreciate Cap as a person, but I don't think the switch was right. And I think that was the first crack in the foundation of what we were building. Because the redemption story of Alex Smith was too strong. What he went through was too much for us to just... It was just a red flag. It was a red flag of how you treat people, and do you have someone's back for real, or are you just playing the part? And I felt like Harbaugh was just playing the part, and he didn't care about the actual people. He just wanted to, you know, ride the hot hand or whatever. And it's like, nah, man. Like, these championships, I'm telling you, the intangibles are important. That's what people don't get, and that's why the Dodgers don't win it all every year, even though they have, you know, the most talent in at least the National League, right? Well, the Braves, I guess. But, like, typically, on average, the Dodgers have the most talent, but you got to have the intangibles. And when you do stuff like that, it hurts the intangibles. And that's when the cracks started eroding. More players started getting frustrated. And then, you know, Harbaugh got into it with the front office. And then, yeah, it was bad. Playoff Jordan Love ain't no joke, for real. Hey, he did his thing, man. Did his thing. Hey, I love Jimmy Tomsula. I don't care what anyone says. He was a scapegoat. He was yeah, exactly, like over promoted. He wasn't ready for the job. He was a scapegoat. He was the patsy. They put him in there to fail. He was a great line coach. Like, Jimmy Tomsula is awesome. I love Jimmy Tomsula. Chip Kelly era was the worst. Absolutely. I can't stand Chip Kelly. Couldn't stand him before that. Nick Mullins over Alex Smith. Mitchell's just trying to stir the pot today. Because Dave Roberts sells him every year. Like, yeah. Dave Roberts. I'm just always happy when they don't get rid of him. You know what I mean? Always happy. And the funny thing is, I was worried about Mattingly, because I was like, don't get rid of him. Don't get rid of him. And then they got rid of him. I'm like, no. And then they got Dave Roberts, and he just kind of picked up where Mattingly left off with the same boneheaded kind of moves. Just different, you know, but loves a boneheaded move. Bay Area guy, what sucked more? The 49ers going to Santa Clara, the Warriors going to SF? Niners to Santa Clara. Well, I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world. I wasn't a fan of either move. I would say I'd rather the 49ers be in San Francisco than the Warriors back in Oakland. I love where the Chase Center is. I think it's a cool location. I feel terrible for Oakland fans, though. That's the only thing. And Yeah, it would have been cool for them to build a new arena in Oakland if they had to. Um, like, too bad they couldn't have partnered with the A's and redid the whole Coliseum complex with a new arena, new stadium, and fixed up the neighborhood around it too. That would have been cool. But either way, it was not the worst thing in the world. Niners to Santa Clara. It's funny because it's closer to me, but I still miss the team being in the city. CJ Beathard. Chip Kelly ruined rugby to NFL pipeline because he couldn't groom Jared Hayne. Yeah, that was a weird experiment. That was a weird experiment. You might be right though. You might be right. It was a bad showing. Very bad showing. Maybe they could have. Maybe it could have been a thing, grabbing some rugby players, but it was such a bad showing. Well, the way everything was handled too, I felt like it was weird. But I don't know. But it was just such a bad era of 49ers football anyways. You know? But, I was going to talk about Keith Lee. Do you guys know about Keith Lee? If you don't know who Keith Lee is, he's a food critic on TikTok. And he does these like little trips. And he tries to review food places that are struggling and could use some promotion, basically. That's his gimmick, right? So he will promote like an upcoming trip. So he just had a trip to the Bay Area. There's a wrestler named Keith Lee? Or is that someone else? Anyways, so yeah, Keith Lee is huge on TikTok, and he was promoting an upcoming trip to the Bay Area. All right, now I've said before I don't like negativity and stuff like that. I want to be kind and build people up, but give me a few minutes to be a little bit of a hater. Up front, I don't understand Keith Lee hype. I think his videos are super boring. I think he doesn't have a very good palate. I feel like he's very narrow in what he likes. He's allergic to shellfish, so he can't even review anything with that, right? I don't get it. I feel like it's incredibly boring. So I don't understand how he blew up. But I'm not hating on that. Get your money, do your thing. That's cool. I just don't get it. I don't understand why there's so many other, like I just said, the Snack Sensei. I met him at the Giants game. I think he was in my video. He was in my TikTok at a Giants game. He's local Bay Area. Way more interesting videos. He's fun. He's energetic. He's got personality. And he also describes the food better, where I feel like Keith Lee has like 3 adjectives he uses, and the videos are just incredibly boring. But that's it. I won't hate anymore. And first of all, so he came to the Bay Area, and like, there was a restaurant, I guess, that cooked shellfish on the same stovetop, whatever it was, grill, as his food, even though they had requested that they don't do that, and they mentioned the allergy, and he got really sick, had to go to the hospital, and that's terrible. Like, all the empathy in the world. That's, I feel like that place should get in trouble probably, and how scary that must be for that to happen. So what I'm about to say, or what I'm saying about him, has nothing to do with that. All the empathy in the world. And also Keith Lee seems like a really cool guy. Like, he seems super kind. All this, like, what he's trying to do, I understand. That's great. He just seems like a really nice guy. He's always with his family and stuff. Like, seems like an awesome guy. So what I'm saying is really about the videos. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And that said, his mission is so constrained where he could sprinkle that in, and I feel like his mission is not that unique. There's so many food reviewers who are like, we're trying to, highlight places that could use the help. That's an age-old trope that I just don't think. Maybe he doesn't realize that his mission is not just some unique divine thing that was bestowed upon him by the gods. But whatever. All right, I'm going to stop hating on that. Let me see the comments. Oh no, you feeling the TikTok algorithm? Keith Lee, the dude is a joke in Vegas. Yeah, I agree. Keith Lee is a winner of TikTok. Yeah, he's exactly. And the thing is, we've talked about the algorithm on this channel a lot. I've talked about it a lot. I know it can be unfair. I know some people can get lucky. It can be extremely fair to some people. And I feel like he got lucky, probably right timing. And he is a good dude. So I understand why people like him. He's a good dude. But you could do better than him. I mean, that's the thing. I don't do that many food review things because my palate is not that refined. I like very simple foods. I'm not like super picky, but like, I just like what I like. I like simple foods. Give me some like potatoes and some cheese. So I don't want to do food reviews because there's so many people way more qualified than I am. And that's what's funny is like, why would you be a food reviewer and you have such a narrow palate? But anyways, he came out to the Bay, and here's the thing. The Bay Area has plenty of problems. I've talked about them before. I've shown them before. But these problems are all over the country. They're amplified in the Bay Area for many reasons. The funny thing is, as much as people hate on the Bay Area, so many of these problems are amplified because the Bay Area is such a desirable place to live. So the wealth inequality is much greater because people with money want to move in and they want to own property. And so that's what amplifies it. But if you go anywhere, I'm not the most traveled person, but you guys have seen me on this channel. I've gone to other states. I've done road trips. I grew up as a kid doing road trips. I was in Texas for 3 weeks last year, which is supposed to be this bastion of whatever, always put in opposition to California. And I saw some pretty terrible things out there too. It's a human problem. It's a systemic problem. It's just amplified in the Bay Area in some ways. But at the same time, the Bay Area is not that bad. I walk through San Francisco almost every day. I don't see all this poop in the streets or needles or crime. And the crime rate is pretty low. It's way better than it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, Soma was tent cities all the way around. That's not to say there's not a problem. There was some feces in the street when we did the Ant-Man video in the Tenderloin. Pick van was there. But that's one of the worst places in the city. And these viral videos will show the worst of the worst, and it's used as a political agenda for political reasons to amplify these issues with San Francisco and the Bay Area. But San Francisco's still awesome. Like if you avoid, Larkin and the Tenderloin or like 8th and Mission, it's beautiful. it's wonderful. And one of the things though that is an issue is the bippers. Like people will get tourists because they know tourists don't know any better. They'll leave their luggage in the car. They go park down the street from a tourist place because they don't want to pay for the garage or whatever. And they get all their luggage stolen. And it's awful. It's so frustrating. It's so annoying. And a guy just got killed because he tried to stop a bipper by Chase Center. And it's awful. So these problems are real. It's just that they're also amplified and used for political reasons. And the thing is, you can go to the Rust Belt, the Bible Belt, whatever, you can find drug addicts, you can find crime, you can find all these same things. It's just more spread out, and it's not, being recorded and used as viral videos all the time. That's basically what it is, right? Let me catch up with the comments. Let's see what you guys are saying. Birmingham Stallions, I'll get to that after this. My food palette is very diverse. Dino Nuggets and McDonald's Happy Meals. Hey man, I love McDonald's. I love chicken nuggies. Seeing the amount of people living in California for the rest of the country, the numbers are going to make it look worse. Absolutely. Like, we're the most populous state. You're going to find anything here. I always want to go to San Francisco. Look, I'm biased. I absolutely love San Francisco. I've traveled a pretty good amount, and San Francisco is hard to beat. Yeah, there's a bunch of videos because it gets clicks. It gets certain political people all riled up, and so they can point the fingers. It's not like that. I walk through San Francisco constantly. The funny thing is that they always say San Francisco is always bad, not any other. They see the news. Unless you live there from there, you have no idea what the city's like. Yeah, most of the people commenting have never even been. Or they're like, oh, I went back in the 70s when it was nice. It's like, no. Geneva Towers, it was a hellscape. Everybody hates on California, but so many of the problems are blown out of proportion. Yep, I live in LA County, and we do have issues, but nothing like what you read online. Exactly. Most populous state, it's desirable, so the money comes in, the wealth inequality is worse. But these are systemic, nationwide, even international problems. So to point the finger at like local politicians is just misguided. Local politicians will never solve these problems, ever. Skid Row, I spent a whole week in Skid Row. It's bad, but it's one little area. You know what I mean? LA is incredible otherwise. Like, a bunch of BS about SF. It's nowhere near as bad. Yep. LA is far worse than SF. The thing is, LA is there's way more sprawl. It's way more spread out, but SF is so small. It's easy to find. If you mind your business, treat people with respect, you'll be fine. It's a beautiful city. Look, I'm in San Francisco every day. I work in San Francisco. Don't have a problem. I walk to get food. I walk like 10 blocks to get food. Never an issue. That's not to say the problems aren't real. They are, but the crime rate is not what they say. I have the best nights in the Tenderloin. I'm a crackhead connoisseur, and they have the best personalities. That's the thing. Like, if you just ignore them, it's not a big deal. I've been in the TL a lot. You know, it can be rough, but it can be rough anywhere. You know, what up, Gabe? Love to go to Bodega Bay. New video coming soon. Your video? Joe Rogan had that viral meme about SF. Yeah, I did. I used his voice on a video about SF on a beautiful day I spent with my niece a couple months ago. Love Seattle. Sounds the same way. Yeah, and that's the thing. These West Coast cities will always have a bigger homeless problem simply because you can be homeless and not die, right? All right, Gabe, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that. Even though I did get a preview. But Gamer Athletics has a really cool video coming up. So back to what I was saying. So many people, because this is a thing, it's in the cultural zeitgeist right now that San Francisco and the Bay Area is Gotham City, right? And he said that. And people warned him before he even got here. Oh, watch out. Oh, they're gonna, do this. So they came in with that mindset of this is dangerous and we got to watch out. Like, first of all, you should have that mindset anywhere you go. You should know that, humanity is humanity and bad things can happen. But he got here and had that lens of we have to watch ourselves. And if you watch the videos he posted, he got some really bad recommendations. So I'm not even going to talk about that. He went to a terrible burger place in the Tenderloin. And then people are saying like, oh, San Francisco is not known for burgers. Why would you go there for that? I will recommend some incredible burgers in San Francisco. Anthony Bourdain went to Sam's Burger and said it's his top 3 in the world. I go to Sam's every couple months. I sometimes work nearby. Sam's is great. Hidden spot, come on, man. There's Columbus Burger, not too bad. Like, that's a good burger, better than what he got. Papa Max in Outer Sunset, like, come on. There's great burgers in San Francisco, but his recommendations were trash. And then when he was in Oakland, he seemed to sort of always be in, like, it looked like East Oakland, like not too far from the Coliseum. And what people don't see, these viral videos about like Oakland, they're all showing the old, like, abandoned industrial area that hasn't been developed for various reasons. That is not, people aren't living there. You know what I mean? Like, that's so weird. Oh yeah, Whiz Burger, Beeps. I like Beeps over Whiz. Beeps Burger's awesome. So anyways, yeah, like, these industrial areas in Oakland haven't been developed. A lot of them are abandoned. They're falling apart. And people will just drive by and take videos of it and take videos of the people in tents. It's like, that is not Oakland. That is not where people are living besides the people that have nowhere else to go. And it seemed like he was there. And that's the thing. If you say you're, a brand new entrepreneur and you're trying to open up your food place, you're not going to have a lot of money. Where can you rent a spot? Where can you set up a tent, to serve food? It's going to be in the cheap areas. It's going to be in all those industrial areas that aren't being used. So you go to those areas and you judge Oakland for that is wild. And that's what they do. And so, unfortunately, Keith Lee, fell to this. And then he tried to say he went to a bunch of areas, but he didn't show them. Like, all right, dude, you could have showed some videos out the window, But it's like he was set up to fail before he got here because of this political agenda to basically vilify anything to do with California, the Bay Area. And again, the problems are real. It's just not a San Francisco and Oakland problem. It's a systemic issue. And you go to any city, you go to blue states, red states, doesn't matter. You're going to find the same things. Again, though, it's amplified in the Bay Area because the Bay Area is awesome and it's desirable, so the wealth inequality is worse. That's it. And the thing is, too, with homeless people, there's more what you would call like empathetic policies. So, yes, it makes it easier on homeless people and addicts, but that is not the reason for them existing. They come out here because you can be homeless and not die. And that's basically it. And they're shipped here. So it just sucks that Keith Lee fell to this propaganda, basically. And the thing is, you can walk into the same exact situation with two different mindsets and see completely different things. So if you come in with the mindset that it's dangerous, it's crime-ridden, it's Gotham City, that's what you're going to see. Right? But if you come into the mindset like, oh, it's a great place. Yeah, there's some issues, but, there's still some great people, great things to do, great food. If you have that mindset, then you'd be like, oh, that is sad. There's homeless. Like, I wish we could do something and still have a great time. But when you have the mindset that, watch out, it's like a war zone. It's just dumb. A's vlog coming out next week with you in it. Look at that. What's up, Marie? Trust the Bourdain. Always trust the Bourdain. San Francisco has some of the best food in the world. And he was in West Oakland. I mean, either way, West Oakland. Like, I did a video on my channel with the 16th Street train station. I'm familiar with those areas. So much of it is undeveloped and stuff. And it's like you're driving around these old abandoned industrial areas and trying to make that seem like that's the city. It's wild, Gabe, before you hopped on, I think I just said that I don't feel qualified, and that's kind of my point. I don't think Keith Lee's qualified to be a food critic, but somehow he's like the biggest now. And it's like such a step down when you go from someone like Anthony Bourdain, who's not only an incredible writer, but also knows so much about food and the history of food and cuisine and how it matters within society and culture and in history. And then you go to Keith Lee, who just sits there and says, this burger was okay, I'll give it a 7 point. It's like, whatever, though. I don't, he's doing his thing. That's cool. Oakland, Sacramento. What? Everyone's arguing today. Oakland's the worst city in America. It's embarrassing. Like, I love Oakland. I love Oakland. This is the thing, like, oh yeah, 16th Street train station thing. Why can I not say that? I love that place. No, I love Oakland. And of course Oakland has issues, and that's one of the reasons the teams want to move, because the owners want Oakland taxpayers to pay for their stadiums, and Oakland has bigger problems. But that's not to say that Oakland is still awesome. There's great people there. The thing is, so much of Oakland is old industrial areas that haven't been redeveloped. You redevelop those, it's a city like any other. And dude, like, okay, let's say, like, Texas is always used as the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Like, I was with Steve Pickvan, right? We were driving through Texas. Steve, how many abandoned cars did we see on the side of the road driving through Texas? You'd drive past the Buc-ee's, and then you'd see an abandoned car all broken down on the side of the road. Like, you can find these aspects of Gotham City anywhere because it's a systemic issue. Again, it's just amplified in the Bay Area for various reasons. And these issues will never, ever, ever be solved by local politicians. Ever. Unless those local politicians are just some crazy tyrant. Like, who's the dude in Arizona that had, like, the tent camp for the He like chained people up, like chain gang still in like 2008. But even then, like, man, I watched those videos on like the drug addicts in Arizona, right? Like you see like the oxy problem and the meth problem, all that, like through, the Smokies, the Appalachian area, like it's bad everywhere and it's systemic. So if we just keep pointing fingers, it's never going to be solved. But we need to start with, I think you need to start with kids. Kids need to have opportunities. They need to have, they need to be taken care of. They need to not grow up with trauma best we can, and that's how you avoid homeless. And it will take multiple generations to see an impact, and that's the problem, because they will implement something. If it doesn't get fixed in a year, the next guy comes in and undoes it, and it's like, we're never going to fix it if we don't come together and stop pointing fingers. I'm not going to say that name, Emil, but I don't know him. Love to do a photo shoot at this train station. Yeah, it's awesome. Lost count on burned out trucks along the train tracks. Yeah. And like, look, we were in San Antonio, right by the Alamo, and there's like, bro, remember when we walked to the gas station right by the Alamo and saw there were some people there, and I think they tried to talk to us. There are some wild people out there, just like San Francisco. It's just, it's not used in viral videos and for political reasons. So it's like, you can find that anywhere. So we need to help people from birth. We need to help give people a leg up, and try to prevent homelessness instead of wait until people are already homeless and dump billions of dollars into things that won't work because, they never had a chance. Yeah, it did. San Antonio the outskirts of San Antonio looked like RoboCop Detroit. It did. SFPD is worse than LAPD. You might be right. Vallejo PD might be worse in America. Vallejo PD is awful. I had one incident with them before. Lady across the street, we had to, there was a whole group, right? When I go to San Francisco, when would you recommend I go? I think the best time to go to San Francisco is like around, if you might get unlucky with a storm, but like October, September, October is absolutely beautiful. It gets cold enough that the fog kind of goes away. It's like too cold for fog. Because the fog, I'm not an expert on this, but when it's warmer, there's typically more fog in San Francisco because of the microclimate. So the warmer ocean will cause the fog over the peninsula, right? But like, when it's cold enough, even just the winter in general in San Francisco is more beautiful. But September, October, it's not as cold and you have less storms. That's the only problem. But that's San Francisco proper, because San Francisco has its own microclimate. So if you're exploring the whole Bay Area, then it's better in like maybe springtime. But San Francisco, you'll get more fog. July is a fine time to go for the whole Bay Area. San Francisco will probably be very foggy. But you might get lucky. There are definitely clear days. But the thing with San Francisco is it's kind of just a roll of the dice if it's going to be foggy or not. But some of those winter nights or late fall nights, it's actually insane how crystal clear the sky gets. And if you go to like Treasure Island and you look at the city, I mean, it doesn't even look real. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. The Bay Area is awesome. And don't let these viral videos fool you. I wish Keith Lee was a little more aware of things like that. And I wish he would have just gave it more of a chance instead of just being scared. And he said like, oh, nobody ran us out. I wasn't scared. And it's like, you said, oh, people call it Gotham City and you're a tourist and it's not a place for tourists. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, just don't leave your luggage in the car and it's fine. There's tourists everywhere. You feel like fog is part of the experience. So, good point. But you don't want the heavy fog that blankets everything. You want the patches of fog. Me and Steven Pickvan, I have to keep saying that. we've talked about this before when we've gone to take pictures. Like when you get those nice, I like nighttime. I'm a night owl. When you get those nice crystal clear nights, but you'll get patches of fog, the layers it adds to like what you're looking at is awesome. So if you can get patches of fog, that's the best. But you don't want the whole blanketed fog where you can't see anything. Like literally, you can be right underneath the Golden Gate Bridge and you cannot see the top of it. Like you can barely even see the bridge part. So it's kind of a crapshoot. But if you go on, like, I think late fall is the most beautiful time in the Bay Area, as long as you get lucky and there's not a storm. Bay Area is hard to do quick too. It's like Disneyland. One day isn't enough. Take a few days, go where you want, not be rushed for time. I've lived here my whole life, and there's still things I haven't done. Love the views after a rainy day because it's so clear. Absolutely. Absolutely. When it gets cold and it's clear, maybe patches of fog, nothing better, man. Who quoted SF being the coldest winter and summer in San Francisco? Well, as I said in the Candlestick video, Mark Twain. But I read that Mark Twain, there's no record of him actually saying that. It's attributed to him. But I like to believe that he said it because I love Mark Twain. Yeah. So, yeah, Keith Lee, man, I hope he comes back. Again, I think he's a great dude. I think what he's doing is noble. I think it's a bit misguided. But, you know, I don't say any of that out of hate. It's just, I'm just being honest about how I feel about it. And if you like, I know there's some Bay Area food reviewers. I'm not huge on them, but Snack Sensei is definitely my favorite. He's very, very Bay Area, and I like that. So they know the places, man. But I could have taken Keith Lee to some places, you know. And the thing is, too, is like he's limiting himself by only saying, oh, I only want to go to struggling places that need the help. And it's like, why don't you go to a place that's just awesome and it's a community place, like a mom and pop place, like, you know. And apparently he tried to go to some places that had huge long lines, and that annoys me about the Bay Area is people are so trendy. It's like, why is everything got to be trendy? Why does everything got to have a line? You know, there's an abandoned Octagon house over at Land's End right by the hospital on Geary. I haven't seen that Octagon house. There's another one on what street? Not Steiner. It's like near the Full House house. There's an Octagon house over there, I think. But it's not, I don't think it's abandoned. I wanted to try to get in there and do a video. The Octagon houses are a pretty cool little story, little history story. Yeah, Jamie, I do want to do it. Just the one I know of is not abandoned. But I was thinking about doing little quick videos about cool stuff like that. So Keith Lee isn't someone I trust. Yeah, I think he's a good dude. I really do. I don't think he's a bad dude. I think he has good intentions. I just think he was easily manipulated by people to fear something that he didn't have to fear. It's like, bro, get out of the craziest area of the Bay Area, and it's great. But I don't know. He let it get to him. But you know, whatever, Keith Lee, do your thing. I don't hate it. Just I would watch the Snack Sensei over him any day. And if I had a more refined palate, I would do more food stuff. And I've done some food stuff. If you've watched the channel, I've done some food stuff. I'm just not. I don't feel like I'm the guy. Hunting views without research. Oh, and the thing is, Keith Lee did this to like, what did he do this to, like New York or something? He did the same thing to another city. So it's like, bro, are you just like scared of cities or something? I don't know. And look, a lot of the Bay Area is not for the weak. That is true. There's some wild stuff. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying the problems are real. I'm just denying that the problems are only here and that it's because of local politicians. It's not. I could go way deeper. You guys know I am an amateur student of history. I know so much about how policy was formed in California since the gold rush days, who was in charge, who did what, the different eras. I know a lot of that, and that's my point in saying it's not a local politician problem. It's really not. And sometimes local politicians don't help, or they do help, but it's not the end-all be-all. He's from Detroit. He should know better than that. That's what I thought, Jack. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Absolutely. Thanks for the reminder. Don't have any experience in SF, but I have an idea what you're talking about with the SF climate. Clear day here in LA is one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see. Oh, dude, a crystal clear day in LA, the sunset, it go up to Elysian Park, like above Dodger Stadium, and just watch the sunset over the city. Come on, man. Ooh, it's great. It's great. And you know what's cool? Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I like that every place you go to, the sunset feels unique. Even though it's probably not, but like a West Coast sunset feels different than like a Texas sunset when I was in Texas, or I was in kind of Eastern Europe before, and that had a beautiful sunset, and it just felt different. I don't know if it was or if it was just my perception, but I think that's cool that every place kind of the sunset feels unique to that place. And LA just has I don't know, it has like a sparkle to it. So does San Diego. San Diego has like warm sunsets, whereas like LA, I feel like there's a lot of purple in it, I don't know. Is that just my perception? Love LA, been there many times, never to San Francisco. Jamie, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? I might have asked you before, but if you ever come to San Francisco, I got a lot of recommendations. A lot of cool stuff. I've played San Francisco tour guide for many people. But yeah, Birmingham. What I was going to talk about Birmingham. Oh, Kentucky. That's right. You did tell me that. I knew that. I got to go to Kentucky, man. I got to get to that area of the country. So, I mean, not too far. Let's talk about Birmingham in Alabama. I've always tried to not give things away on this channel. I really like the idea of every video being something different, and you can't really predict what it's going to be. And you're kind of like, oh, I didn't expect this, right? I like that idea, but I've kind of decided that with this, with the live streams, not a lot of people watch the live streams. But I appreciate you guys. So because of that, because you guys are watching the live streams, I'll be more open about the things I'm doing and my plans. They say Australia has the best sunsets. Oh, that's cool. I would love to see that. Dude, I bet like the Sydney Harbor is like beautiful on a nice sunset. San Diego got warm sunsets, had hella color, and we got a nice golden sunset. Oh, LA has, yeah, that's how I feel. San Diego sunsets are really warm, and then LA has like a lot of color. There's like a lot of purples. It's got like the yellows and orange, but then there's some purple. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. So anyways, I'm telling you guys straight up, I'm trying to go to Birmingham this year. You guys may have seen it. I should have got my hat, but the San Francisco Giants are playing one special game at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. That is, I think it's the oldest ballpark in the country, the oldest surviving ballpark in the country. And it was the home of the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues, who Willie Mays played for when he was 15, 16 years old. They won a championship when he was on the team. They won a Negro Leagues championship. So the Giants are playing one special game there. It's sort of like the Field of Dreams game, but at Rickwood Field. And I'm trying to do everything I can to be at that game. I have a Birmingham Black Barons hat. I have two of them, actually. I have two Black Barons hats. I have a picture of Willie Mays on the team somewhere. It's sports history that I'm really into. I really appreciate. And dude, I get the chills thinking about how cool it would be to watch a game at Rickwood Field. So the tickets don't seem to be on sale yet. I added myself to like some news, or add yourself to like, oh, get the updates when tickets go on sale. But I can't find, it doesn't seem official. I can't find the tickets, and it's crazy to me because the game's in June. And that's not really when I want to go to Alabama, because I know it'll probably be really hot. But that's when the game is. And it's it's already January and the game's in June and they don't have the tickets for sale, which seems crazy to me. I don't know how much they're going to be. I know the Field of Dreams game, I mean, the cheapest tickets were like $900. I don't anticipate the tickets being that much just because Field of Dreams was a cultural phenomenon and that game was such a big deal. But it's going to be a lot of money probably. But if anyone knows, if anyone sees the tickets go for sale, please let me know. I just want the ticket. I wish I could buy the tickets now so that I could book a flight and a hotel and all that. Live on the Gold Coast. Grew up in Sydney. There's some dope sunset spots for sure. Dude, that's awesome. You did mention being from Australia before. I remember one of your comments. Thank you for your awesome videos. You're doing a great thing for the Bay Area. You have viewers down here in SoCal. Even though we don't like your team, we respect you guys. Same way, man. Look, I love LA. San Diego is like a second home to me. My brother Cole still lives down there. A lot of my family live down there. Pick Van grew up in San Diego. Spent most of his life in San Diego. And I love Southern California. I love hating your guys' teams. I love the sports venues. I think LA is one of the coolest places. And it doesn't matter how many times I go, I still find something new in LA. LA is awesome. And so San Diego. I think San Diego is a gem. So yeah, no, I love Southern California, and I've done a bunch of videos in Southern California, and I don't know if you've seen them, but I used to do videos down there all the time because I used to go down there more. I haven't been going down there as much. But yeah, I feel the same way is what I'm trying to say. Los Angeles in the playoffs? Which Los Angeles? Any team? All I know is that Rickwood Field is maybe only 10K seats, so they might be expensive, especially since you got to compete with the Cardinals fans. Yeah, and Cardinals fans are a lot closer. But look, I'm going to do everything I can to be at that game and do a video. And I don't really want to plan it all out now because then I'll be disappointed if I'm not able to get tickets. But I want to do some other stuff in Alabama. So my point in even bringing this up, other than giving a preview, is just asking for suggestions. If anyone knows anything, I would love to do a video at the Edmund Pettus Bridge where, MLK and John Lewis marched. That's always been a bucket list for me to see. I haven't really looked at how far away that is. There's a lot of cool stuff, and the things that really speak to me is like the civil rights history. But if there's anything that you guys know of, please let me know. And that's just something. It's a trip I want to make happen so bad. Just curious on your take on if Trevor Bauer will play in the MLB next season. Would you accept him if he signed for the Giants? Stafford threw the game for Taylor Swift. Remember the videos you did in Southern California? Cool. All right, Izzy. Have a good night, man. So the Trevor Bauer thing is interesting because it's one of those things where it's like, who do you believe? And it's hard to say, but those text messages were very psychotic from the girl, right? But some of the things he apparently did were also kind of psychotic. So is it one of those things where you chalk it up like it was just a toxic situation? She was out to get him. He just crossed the line. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I feel like it's something that's going to stick with people. So I don't know. I doubt he'll play in the MLB. I do. Do I think he deserves that? Can't say. I'm leaning towards that. Not that he was totally innocent, but that what he did wasn't egregious and that he was set up. But I don't know enough about it. I wasn't there, right? I'm always open-minded that I could be wrong. So I don't know. But I think my personal opinion, just based on what I know, I think he deserves another shot. I think this is a moment that he could learn from. But also some of those proclivities you can't really learn from. It's in your head, it's in your psyche, and unless you get like professional help or whatever, you could do some of those things again. So I don't know if that's just something, a kink of his, and I don't want him to like abuse women if that's his thing. But if it's something he could learn from and just be like, I don't do that again, then he deserves a shot. I don't know. It's complicated. But my overall thing is I don't think they will give him a shot. I doubt it. And if he signed with the Giants, I would go back and watch more of his testimonials that he's put out and see how comfortable I feel. I will say this. Anthony Lamb was on the Warriors, and he had some pretty horrific allegations, and I did not accept him. I hated that Anthony Lamb was on the Warriors. I hated that he got so much playing time. I hated that it was just ignored by the team because I thought some of the allegations were pretty awful. And I would rather he be away from the team and go through the process. And if he was innocent, prove your innocence, right? I would rather that than us having to cheer for him every night. I wasn't going to cheer for him. What are the awkward white gimmicky pop stars now? USS Alabama is cool, but it's on the Gulf. Let me write that down. I don't have any paper. All right, USS Alabama. Talladega Speedway. If there's no event, is there anything I could do at Talladega? That would be super cool to see. I used to go to NASCAR races at Sears Point. I went to a bunch of them. Dorothy Puente video, still one of my faves. That's cool. I'm glad you like that one. It was a trip seeing her house. Yep, Steve was there. That's a crazy place. Some of the stories that people left as comments are wild. Oh, you live 2 blocks from that? That's crazy, man. So weird. Like, there's a thing about, like, horrific things can happen, but when it's that, I guess, interesting, like this old woman, conning people and she either murdered them or had someone murder them and then help bury them in her own yard. That's when it's like, oh my God. It's got to be creepy to be that close to that. And it's like you could walk by it and not know, It makes you think, like, do you ever, like, have I ever walked past, like, some horrific crime scene but had no idea? I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, so Birmingham, I'm trying to go. I want to go to that Giants game. I want to wear my Birmingham Black Barons hat. And, God, I don't even want to think about it too much because I'll be so disappointed if it doesn't happen. But I want to go so bad. So bad. Bus Museum in Birmingham. See, that's the kind of stuff I need. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. I agree about Bauer. I think there is no question he has talent on the field, but I don't know if that's worth the backlash. That's the thing. Even if he is totally innocent, which I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance he is. Even if he's totally innocent, some people will never let it go. It's unfortunate that is one of the things, abusing people, or especially like kids, right? If you get that allegation, even if it's 100% false, out of the blue, completely fabricated, it's kind of a stench that you can never get rid of. If you're in the public eye, people will bring it up regardless. Comedian Chris D'Elia is a perfect example. People still think he's like an abuser of underage people, but there's zero evidence of it. He was a womanizer, but he wasn't. He was definitely doing his thing on the road, but had nothing to do with underage victims. There's no proof of that, but people run with it and people call him those names anytime something with him is posted. So it's crazy that's one of those things that it can just tear you down. Because if you think about it, that's kind of the worst thing you could ever be called. Yeah, that's crazy. So Trevor Bauer, I don't think he'll ever get that stench off him. I mean, even if it was proven innocent, a team picks him up, gives him a chance, he's having a Cy Young year, people are still going to be in the stands, booing him, calling him names, chanting horrific things. So it's crazy how our society works. I had no idea until your video. I did not. Oh, dude, that's crazy. You didn't know like where it was. You knew it was in the area. That's crazy. That's wild. Hey, I'm glad my video was able to show you that. That's crazy. The last thing I was gonna say, that the have fun with life is just like just about like comments I've seen. The candlestick video has so many awesome comments, like people sharing their stories and their experiences at Candlestick, and so many of the experiences are parallel with mine, or just before my time even. And then there's people that just leave like these negative comments for no reason, where it's just like, what do you get out of that? You know, like, what do you get out of? And the thing is, I understand what they get out of it. People, if you're seeing a video and you're just a negative person, you pinpoint something that you can point out, you know, a flaw or something you want to trash talk, and you leave the comment, it gives you like a dopamine hit of like, ooh, I just won something. I have the power in this situation. I just took someone down. And I think it's kind of an inherent thing in us. But to me, it's kind of like an evolutionary step. Once you get rid of that, you've taken an evolutionary step where you realize that you don't need to tear people down. You don't need to be negative. You don't need to win these imaginary battles to feel good about yourself or to feel worthy. And some people still aren't there. And so that's just the point of my channel and everything I do, is to show that life is cool. Life is awesome. Life does have like great experiences. There's so much bad in this world and throughout history. But I want to try to highlight the good things in a way that also respects the bad things, in a way, not respects like admiration, but respects as in that's a thing that we should work on and we should fix. And it's just interesting to me that people, it's got to be an isolating feeling where you need to leave a negative comment to feel good that you just did something. And the thing is, I know the feeling. I've left negative comments. I try not to anymore. I wanted to with Keith Lee, I'm not going to lie. But actually, no, I did leave a negative comment about Keith Lee. That was a momentary lapse in my evolutionary step, right? I'm human. But some of these people who leave comments is just negative for no reason. Like, you just came on my video to like pinpoint something that you can point out. It's not even always about me. Sometimes it's about whatever team or place I'm covering or whatever. Sometimes it's about me too. It's like someone just said like, oh, something about dorky kids or something on the old Candlestick video, and it's like, what do you get out of that? Like, that's so weird. Like, I don't know. But my point is, have fun with life and try to be positive. And that's kind of my closing thought. Dorothea Puente, not Dorothy, Dorothea. And not a Y at the end, it was an EA. I was a block away, was aware of her. Not that it was close until Dylan made the video. Watched the Netflix documentary after. Yeah, crazy. Crazy story. She was evil. You pretty much live and learn. That's the best way to put it. Saying something bad is the quick way to a response. Yeah, I mean, negativity wins way too often. And I wish it didn't. I wish there was a way to fix that. But I will try to take the high road. The Keith Lee thing made me lose a couple steps. But I will always try to get better and try to build people up. You know what I mean? And build situations up. So, you know, I like when I did the video at SoFi Stadium. It was a Rams Seahawks game. I don't like either team. I was talking trash. But at the same time, I said, man, this stadium's awesome. And I tried to have Rams fans back and Chargers fans by saying this stadium needs some history. It needs some admiration for the past. It needs statues. It needs something. Because at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, respect and positivity and having fun over, you know, as much as I trash talk, like the whole start of this live stream, I was talking bad about the Cowboys, right? Like, and the Cowboys fans, at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with them. We can laugh. We can still shake hands and laugh. And, you know, if the Niners lose, I expect the jokes. Bring them, you know. But this idea of, like, being so bitter and miserable and seeing everything with a negative lens, I just never want to be that person. And I've been that person. I've totally been that person. And I don't want to be that person. So that's kind of just my thought on that. I wanted to say something, you know. Talking sports is fine, but oftentimes misunderstood. Yeah. Puente House was introduced to me by Ghost Adventures. I could say a lot. I could say a lot of negative things about them. They made your video than Netflix documentary. Some people feel more superior after they put it. Exactly. It's look. You could be a miserable person that is not happy with your life, and then you leave a negative comment talking bad about someone online that you don't even know, and your brain tricks you into feeling like you just got to win. So you could lose all day, leave a negative comment, and feel like, ooh, at least I took that person down. That's what they get for being the way they are. And I don't want to be that person. I want to appreciate everybody. I want everybody to be happy. And regardless if we disagree, whether it's sports teams, politics, religions, whatever, cultural, I don't care what the differences are. I respect everybody. Of course, the caveat is unless you're like hurting people, then I don't respect that part of a culture, right? There's some cultures that have some toxic stuff. But other than that, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Like, comments are always positive. I don't think I've ever left a negative comment on anything. Yeah, I mean, I have, and I regret it. I don't want to be that person, you know. And that's actually why I talked about Keith Lee on here, because I wanted to put out my thoughts where it didn't just seem like I was hating just to hate. Even though obviously Keith Lee's never going to see this. Like nobody's ever going to see this except for you guys that were hanging out with me. But I just wanted to say that because I felt like the negative comment I left, or like negative comments I've been seeing, it's just, I don't know. And it doesn't bother me. I'll tell you that. Like, negative comments used to bother me. But they don't anymore. It's more of just like, really? Like, I wish we could have it. So many of the people that leave these comments, I wish I could just have a conversation with them and be like, explain yourself. Because they wouldn't be able to, you know. Gotta go see the Snapdragon Stadium. Put Qualcomm to sleep. Yeah, I don't know if I told you. I probably told you, but me and Cole drove by it and checked it out when I was down there. It looks cool. It's a lot smaller than the Murph. Gonna watch the Dorothea Sode after you're done live. That's one of my favorites. I'm glad, man. Hate over-the-top negative tribalism comments on sports and movies. Yeah, absolutely. Like, look, as much as trash as I talk, it's all in good fun. I'm having fun. I want you guys to trash talk too. You know, that's why Mitchell's comments were making me laugh earlier. And you know, I did that video, the Chiefs Raiders game at the Oakland Coliseum, and I said at the beginning of the video, I want to see how much, you know, how much heckling I can get. And they let me down. None of them were funny or witty. Because I've been to some games with some really funny guys, really funny characters that we trash talked together. But unfortunately, that Raiders game, there was none. Raiders fans, do better at the trash talk. Do better at the heckling. All right? It was still fun, though. Yeah. Rate these Sunday night live streams, bro. Monday afternoon for me. And your content is dope. Also, watch that Candlestick video after your stream last week. Felt like I had been there before. That's awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed. That's, you know, I said it before, but like, I know I'm in the videos. I'm all over the videos. My stupid face, or walking, or doing heel clickers, or clones, or whatever. But I'm really not the star of the show. The location, or the history, or the experience is the star of the show. I'm just the vessel. And the reason I put myself in it is not just because I want to remember these memories and know that I was there, but also, like, I want, in a way, if I could make it where, like, whoever's watching feels like they're with me. Like, you're right here with me. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of want to do with the videos. And I know, like, raw edit vlogs, like, that don't do the music and stuff that I do, those are great for feeling like you're there, right? Like, if someone just does a walkthrough of something, like hardly any edits, just holding the camera, you can really get that raw feeling. And I think that was always so big on YouTube because it was a new thing. Humanity, we were only used to produced shows before, like, YouTube and stuff, right? So that raw look into life in viral videos was a new thing. And so there's definitely a benefit to that. And so many people do that, though. And I like to produce things. I like to do the music and stuff. So the way I'm like, okay, if it won't feel like raw, like you're there with me, because you're watching the raw footage, I can make it feel. I want to make you feel the emotions I'm feeling, I guess, and that's why with the music and stuff, my choices are. I take a long time. I'm very particular because I want the right mood, I want the right setting, and because I'm not doing just a raw vlog, I want you to feel those emotions. So whatever I'm feeling, I want you to feel like you're there with me, and I use the music and the cuts and the things I do to try to make that happen. And it's so much fun to do. I have a merch idea for you. Why don't you do a variety shirt or hoodie but have it acid washed with the logo on it? That'd be sick. I gotta find someone to do it. I just got a variety hoodie made, but I didn't like the printing, so I gotta adjust it. I gotta redo all my merch. That's exactly what I get from your videos. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. I said it in like the championship game video in 2019. It was in the beginning of 2020, but 2019 season. I was almost crying at the Niners versus Packers game, and I said, like, I wish you guys were all here with me. You know, I really do feel that. So that's what I want to do in my videos. I want to show that these experiences mean something. They matter. I'm gonna cry if the Niners win Super Bowl because these men set a goal, and it's been inspiring to watch these men do it. This is the greatest 49 team ever. They just need to make me cry good. I'm not going to lie, bro. I've been tearing up just imagining it lately. And I've teared up in videos before. But if we do this championship game video and we win with Cole there with me, with, you know, my brother there with me, oh, there's a good chance I'm going to cry on camera for the first time. There's a good chance. You guys don't know how excited and proud I am that I'm going to have this chance to watch a championship game, possibly win and go to the Super Bowl with my brother. It means so much to me. And so hopefully if we can do it and we can do a video, we can bring you guys along for that ride. So, and again, if you missed it, I will be at the game. If you happen to be at the game, find me and I will give you a pin from Bay Area Pins. All right, local pin maker. Okay, I got a handful of these pins. I'm gonna be giving them away at the game. I totally forgot to show my patches. I got some patches, and I'm trying to decide what I should do with them. Like if I should get a jacket and like start putting patches on it, or I don't know, maybe get a piece of fabric so I can put it on the wall and put patches on it. I have like a wooden board where I put stickers on it. It's like hanging up, so anytime I get a new sticker, I throw it up on this piece of wood. But the old 49ers logo and the old, this is the Giants, San Francisco Giants patch for the final season at Candlestick Park. I'm trying to decide what to do with these. But find me at the game, I'll give you a pin. Kittle deserves it, man, and that we're going to be playing that clip of him saying, I will be back here so many times. Whoa, someone just like screamed outside. Or it might have been a dog barking. I don't know, I was talking. Yeah, I will be back here. Yeah, dude, they're going to be playing that so much if we get in. My idea that I want to do is a jacket with patches from every stadium I go to. And it grows as I go to more stadiums. Dude, that's an awesome idea. That's not corny at all. I wish I had that idea. But I feel like the only hurdle I see with that is I don't know if I've seen patches for every stadium. That's the hard part. I mean, you might be able to find them online, but like if you want to, I know some people when they do stuff like that, they want to only buy it there. That might be hard because, yeah, but unless I'm wrong, maybe they do have them. No, I'm not going to take your idea. But I was thinking about doing a jacket with just cool patches that mean something to me. Still not sure, but I didn't. This is how dumb I am. Like I told you guys, I didn't really know about the free food options at Niners games. I didn't start using it until like 2 games ago. Yeah, Steve, you should. I think that'd be a cool idea for you. I don't know why. I feel like you could get a good patch jacket going. Do it with like, you could do it with national parks too. You gotta start traveling more. Go to like some national parks and get patches. Yeah, and I didn't know about like the pins for each game, that they had a special pin for each game. I didn't know that till somewhat recently. That's how dumb I am. So now I want to go back and like get some pins for some of the old games I went to. Like, I think I showed you guys this before. This is the ticket to my very first 49er game. I still have it. It's still in good condition. 49ers versus Ravens. First year of the Ravens. 1996. My pin collection for games is huge. Man, I don't know why I didn't know they did individual pins for the games. Dummy. Big dummy. But like I want to find one for I don't need to get like every game I've been to, cuz some of them were just like whatever games, but like I'm trying to find a farewell candlestick pin. I can find them online, but a lot of them are sold out. And then I would like one from this year against the Cowboys, cuz it's my favorite rivalry. It was my first time going to a Niners-Cowboys game. I reposted the video on my community tab earlier today. I want that pin. I don't know if they did pins back in 96, but if they did, I would love to get one for my first game. Or from 97, Monday Night Football game I went to against the Broncos. Jerry Rice returned. We retired Joe Montana's number at halftime. I would love to get some of those. I don't know if they did pins that far back, though. Sonoma Raceway, we have pins for every race. Oh, look. I still call it Sears Point because I'm old, and I used to go to races there as a kid. I got this board to start putting some pins. These are just pins I won't put on hats. I got the Vita Blue from the reverse boycott game. But look, I have a... Is it going to do it? May 4th, 1997, Save Mart Supermarket 300. NASCAR Winston Cup race, Sears Point Raceway. I don't think I can get it to focus, but... Oh, there it goes. Kind of see it. I found this at I think I got this online. I don't think this was at an antique store. I think I got this online. But I couldn't remember if I've been to this race. But I went to, I think, 3 years in a row. I went to Sears Point for the NASCAR race for the Save Mart 300. And I think I went to this one in 97. So when I saw it, I had to get it. And it was cheap, too. So I'm going to try to go ask my aunt and uncle and stuff, because they have pictures, if we were at this one in 97. I think we were. I think this might have been the last one we went to. So, yeah. I love that pin. Bro, I'm doing the kale and avocado toast perks. Yeah, I've been finding some cool pins. So, oh shoot, and patches. I just started getting patches. I think I showed you guys these before, but in case you missed it, I got some cool Pac Bell Park. These are pins they're from like Chevron. So I don't know if these were given away at gas stations. But I got the whole collection. There's like 5 of them. Pretty cool. The thing is, what sucks is when I get pins like this, I never want to like use them, And I want to like leave them on the cards. But it sucks because some of these would be really cool on hats. Oh, and I was going to show you, I just got this for the championship game. I got a clear fanny pack because they keep giving me trouble. I think, Steve, were you there when they wouldn't let me in with my fanny pack that I brought into a million games? It's just a small Nike fanny pack. So I got a clear fanny pack. I had a clear bag, but I don't like it. So I got the clear fanny pack, and I put a 49er patch on it, to make it official. I put this on last night. I had to like clamp it to get it on. You can see some of the glue spilled. But I have a special 49er clear bag fanny pack that I will have these pins in to give away at the championship game if you see me. And I'm doing something special with my hair too, just for fun. I'm getting wild, kids. I'm getting wild. But I don't know why I'm proud of this. I think it's cool. Save Mart still sponsors the race. Wow. I need to go again. So one of the last ones we went to, which might have been 97, it was so hot. all the concession stands were running out of anything to drink. Me and my cousin at the time, we were, how old was I? 11 years old. He's a few years older than me. We went on a quest to try to find something to drink, try to find like a frozen lemonade or something. And what was funny, there was a golf cart that had parked outside a concession stand. Nobody was in the golf cart because they went inside, and there was just bags of ice in the back of the golf cart. So we opened up one of the bags of ice and just like filled up a giant cup full of ice, and we're like, "Oh, it saved our life." And our grandmother was there, and she did not have a good time. She had heat stroke, and it was kind of like one of those things, like we almost killed our grandmother. Maybe we should stop going to this race. And back then, I don't know about now, but back then there was like no shade. And the one side where we liked to sit, it wasn't like regular, it wasn't assigned seats. It was like weird ticketing back then. Literally where we used to always sit, the first year we went, it was a dirt hill. So we just sat on the dirt hill. And then the next year they had built like cheap bleachers. So yeah, I miss that place. Been a long time. Pin and patches, antique hunting, plus postcards, fun times. Yeah, I showed you guys some of the postcards last time, but I got a lot of postcards. I go to antique stores and go crazy over postcards. I probably got like 5 bags with this many postcards that I need to scan. Maybe I'll have you do that, Steve, next time you're here. Since you just hang a lot sometimes, so Steve will come visit and we'll work on videos, and I have to go to work and stuff, so he'll just be chilling. I might just set up my scanner in the middle of the living room, so while you're at home, you can just scan all these. There's so many, it's like daunting. I'm gonna have to just start scanning them and get through them, you know? Still have not forgiven Jed? Really? Grow vegetables at the top of Levi's. That side is that not beat down by the sun. Yeah, it's. Look, I'm a season ticket holder now, so I won't say much. But yeah, Levi's is not it. Alamo Dome said something about a bag too, right? I don't remember. I don't think so, because we didn't have to go back. Because that would have sucked. Because we walked to the Alamo Dome from our hotel. That would have sucked. Oh, I think there was something. I had to scheme a little bit to get my stuff in. There's a few farewell candlestick pins on eBay right now. Okay, let me look, because maybe they were too expensive or something, but I'll try to find. I need one. Fortnite security, mainly getting into the games this year, is so bad. Absolutely. It's way worse. I'm like, dude, I'm a season ticket holder. I brought this little Nike. It's right here. Regular. It still has my stuff from the last game. Regular small Nike fanny pack. And they're like giving me trouble. Like, come on, man. Like, ever since, like, it got worse after 9/11, and then like after COVID, it's like they keep tightening things up. So annoying. And something about the Bay Area. The Bay Area security is way worse than other places I've been. Like, way more hardcore. I've told this story a lot, but I was worried about getting into Moda Center in Portland when me and Cole did a video years ago at a Blazers game. I was so worried, and it was like little old ladies working there. They didn't care. They're like, hey, just follow the rules, be good, you're good. And yeah, for some reason, the Bay Area is like the worst security. I had a lady one time at Oracle Arena, like, it almost felt like she was going to cuss me out because of a lens on my camera. And I'm like, lady, I've been coming here since I was a kid. Like, I understand you have a job to do, but like, this is home to me. Like, relax. And then a lady yelled at me at the freaking open practice at Chase Center. First time in Chase Center. We hadn't even played a game there yet. First time, open practice. It's not a game. Not a game at all. Open practice. I walked 5 feet to take a picture. I did a video. You guys may have seen my Chase Center video when it first opened. I go to take a video, and this lady like yells at me because I'm not 5 feet behind the line. And it's like, it wasn't like a crazy. I mean, there's a lot of people, but it wasn't like where I was standing did not affect anything in the world. Nothing in the universe was affected by where I was standing, and she got so angry. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, what? It's crazy. Whatever. Let's see. Postcard scan with my big New York pizza. Absolutely. Saban, Belichick, Carroll. Where would you like to see Harbaugh go? He's interviewing with the Chargers, right? So that might be. Are you saying Harbaugh to the Cardinals? That would be a wild card. Saban's just retiring, right? I don't think he's trying to get another job. Or is he trying to? Maybe he is. He made it seem like he's retiring, though, as far as I saw. But Belichick, I don't know, man. Or Pete Carroll. I'm not. I should have talked. I didn't even think about talking about that on here. But I'm actually pretty sad about Pete Carroll, Belichick, Mike Vrabel. Tennessee Titans are so stupid. So dumb. So dumb. If you guys read what happened with the owner left the game early against the Lions. Or no, not the Lions, the Dolphins, where the Titans came back and won miraculously in the last few minutes. She had left the game, so she wasn't even watching the game, and then was all excited that they won. And then their nerdy analytics person said, oh, we shouldn't have gone for it on 2, even though it worked and they won. And that's one of the reasons she fired Vrabel. What a moron. Like, analytics should be helpful as a guide. It should not be the end-all, be-all. And that's why you see teams like the Dodgers not winning it every year. Because you need a little bit more than just the analytics. You need the intangibles like I talked about earlier. Anyways, Sonoma Raceway has better shading now, just not in the terms of the bleachers on the drag strip. Okay, good to know. Not gonna lie, it feels good knowing the Cowboys didn't have a year again. Absolutely. I love it. Absolutely love it. Cut off a bunch of walkways to get in the stadium from Green Lot 2. Wait, did they? I don't know if I noticed that. I always go the same way. I was going to Levi's early, never had problems, but one time last year they tried to tell me I couldn't bring in an umbrella. See, that's what I'm saying. It's so annoying. And the thing is with my cameras, like depending, they don't allow lenses like this big. So I have other lenses I have to use for the games, which aren't as good, which sucks. So it's like my Niners videos would be so much better if they would just let me bring this lens in. But they don't. But that I get that. But there's been a few times where I've gotten tricky and I've gotten some stuff in I wasn't supposed to get in. In regards to camera equipment, security at Bay Area venues be taking their job too serious, way too serious. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep good knowing the Cowboys are out too. LA is worse. California in general sucks. I haven't been to enough games in LA. Well, I did the Coliseum. Oh, you're right. I went to. You guys may remember. I can't speak. You may remember on Christmas Eve, many years back, we did a video, 49ers Rams at the LA Coliseum, and they didn't allow me to bring any cameras in. I had to check them because we had taken the LA Metro to the game, so I had nowhere to put the camera. So I had to go check it in with security. And then, of course, after the game, they can't find it, and it takes forever. But I had to film that whole video on my cell phone. Oh, and I had a little camera that I got in. But my main camera, they didn't let me in. So, yeah, you're right. And Dodger Stadium, I don't know if I ever tried to bring a full camera in because I wasn't filming yet. I wasn't doing the channel last time I went to Dodger Stadium. Yeah, so it might just be California, huh? Nevada does too. I don't think I've been to any professional sports in Nevada. The lens is too big. They have a rule on how long the lens can be. That's the problem. And they don't want detachable lenses, so if I have a smaller lens, they don't notice. Setting up for the new Sony RX100 VX is 4K, 200mm zoom equivalent in a point and shoot. Dude, I gotta get one of those too. Sharks are so laid back, but they're dude, the Sharks game, they took away my GoPro. I had to check in my GoPro, and then of course they couldn't find it. It's in my video. I did a video years ago at a Sharks game on my channel. They took away my GoPro. I'm like, how can I not have a GoPro? Like, weird. Security at 49ers training camp treat you really badly too. Yep, I had that experience too. Just weird, man. Just like, I get it. There's like crazy people out there you gotta watch out for. People overdo it, but like I'm never too much. I'm always chill. I'm laid back. Just and my videos are promoting you. Yeah, I've told this a bunch of times, but San Diego Sports Arena video I did last year, they didn't let any cameras in. We had to, me and Cole walk back and forth to the car like 3-4 times. And then I eventually just had to do the whole video with my cell phone. And the funny thing is, I'm good at picking out the security that tries too hard. So when we're in line, I was like, we have to avoid that guy. And then the girl who was checking us in, she was unsure and she brought that guy over. So that guy came. I looked at Cole. I'm like, see, told you, that's the guy we wanted to avoid. And he kept saying no to us. And he's like, well, you have a cell phone. Like, you can just record. It's the same thing. I'm like, it's not the same thing. And second of all, you guys are going to tear this arena down. So why do you care? Let me document it. I'm doing you guys a favor. Ah, not that I'm entitled to it. I'm not entitled to it. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense. It's not helpful for them. They're shooting themselves in the foot. Love that the Sharks were uptight. Yankees suck, but I'm pretty sure you can't take a GoPro in the Yankee Stadium too. Yeah, everyone has a phone in their pocket that shoots just as good. Makes no sense at all. Yeah, that's the thing is, honestly, I have a GoPro as like a backup camera for certain shots, but GoPro cameras suck. They really suck. They're terrible. Any like flagship cell phone is way better camera quality than a GoPro. The GoPro only has its certain uses and it's super small, so I can grab it to get a wide angle shot or to like walk through something. But like, yeah, it's so dumb. They need to realize that the world has changed and social media and YouTube and vlogs and things like that are part of the game, and they're helpful if you know how to do it right. So, for example, the 49ers, if they wanted me to register, even pay a little fee to get some sort of permit to go to games and film with my lens, I would do that. I would absolutely do that. I mean, not hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, but, you know, a $20 to $40 permit to bring my lens in to do a game video, absolutely I would pay that to avoid the hassle. I would do that 100% of the time. But these people are not smart. They're still stuck in an old way of doing things. Missed the days prior to 2011 at 49ers camp. Used to record entire practices. Oh, really? I never went to the camps back then. I went to some other things at like Candlestick Days, also, but not the. I went to the open practice in like 2011. There was an open practice at Candlestick. I went to that, but I didn't bring a camera. I was going there to go. Without the express written consent. Yeah, that's the thing is you're not showing, like, nobody's gonna watch a vlog to like instead of watching the broadcast. You know, it's just stupid. Yeah, GoPros suck. Static shots, but also like good lighting. It has to be perfect, super bright. That's why they always show like snowboarding and stuff in the ads and like surfing and stuff, because it's nice and bright. Yeah, the permit idea, I think it's a good idea. I'll pay 20 extra bucks a game to just let me bring in the lens and a GoPro and maybe even a little tripod. I'd pay 40 bucks if they let me bring in a little tripod. And then all you're doing is promoting people promoting you. You know? There's a way around that. You have to contact the team itself, find out what the process is. I just don't know how much it costs. We'll see. I just feel like they would be like, oh, you know, a commercial permit is, you know, $1,200 or something. I don't know. I went to camps beginning in 2007. Yeah, I never went to the camps like that. I wish I did. Just a few events here and there. I mentioned in the Candlestick video, Fan Fest, back in the day. I said in the video I got to kick a field goal on the field when I was a kid. That was so cool. And I showed a picture in the Candlestick video of me and my little sister in the 49ers locker room from the Fan Fest. That's the fact that you'll portray in a way they have no control over, but I agree with some sort of media pass as a solution. Yeah, I get that, but people can do the same thing on their cell phone. You know what I mean? Like, it, I mean, I would hate it. There could be a concession where they're like, you can't show certain things if you get this permit. You make that agreement, like fans running on the field or something like that. You can't show things that break the rules. Okay, but like, they're still shooting themselves in the foot by not allowing it. And I've mentioned before, a lot of museums do the same thing. And these museums are just run by a lot of like older people who don't know the power of social media. They think that, oh, if you put out a video showing our attraction or our museum, people won't want to come now because they can just watch it at home. And it's been proven time and time again that it's the exact opposite. When people see things, they want to go do it. When people see trendy people doing things, they want to go do it. When they see, a cool video on a place, it makes them want to go more. But I understand why they think the way they do, but it's just wrong. iPhone does more than GoPro only because iPhone has a UI, user interface. Yeah, you can do a lot with the iPhone. I have a Galaxy S23 Ultra, and it's incredible what you can do with the camera, the options. So, yeah, they need to just open it up, let us do our thing, and share these experiences, because I could just do it on my phone anyways. So what's the difference? But man, this is the longest live by far. 2 hours, 10 minutes. Unless you watch Keith Lee, yeah. I mean, Keith Lee tries absolutely nothing creative, other than like zooming in on his eye. I don't get it, but that's the last I'll be negative. Just next time do more research. Instead of I forgot to say this. I should have said this when we were talking about it, but the whole reason I'm even going in on him a little bit like that is because he did such a disservice to a place that is already dealing with so much propaganda and the real issues. The issues exist, and it's like, we know. We're not dumb. We know there's homeless people. We know. But it's not Gotham City. Absolutely not. So the only reason I said anything in a public forum with, that nobody from his camp or him will ever see anyways. The only reason I'm saying anything is because I feel like it was insulting the way he went about what he did. That's it. Sitting in his kid chair doing mukbangs. Looking forward to the NFC Championship vlog. Confetti's going to look good on camera. That's what I'm talking about. All right, catch me at the game. I will, if you see me. Hopefully, man, if you're there, man, I'll be in green lot. Usually I start in blue lot, make my way to green lot. I'll be walking around. Otherwise, I'm in section 224. Hit me up, find me, and let's link up, man. It's been too long. You were supposed to help me with a candlestick update actually years ago. So, and if you want a pin, I got some pins. Other than that, you guys know what time it is. I'll be back next week. Hopefully, next live stream, it will be a celebration and hype live stream for the championship game. Packers are no joke. They're turning it on. They're a young team, but so much talent. So we'll see how it goes. The Niners definitely don't have an easy road. Always in blue lot at the Niner Empire tailgate. Okay, yeah, I always stop by there. I always at least walk through at the very least, so I'll be around. I'll try to look for you. Catch me outside. How about that? You guys have a good week. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Hopefully, I keep teasing it. I've been editing so much on a couple other videos, so I might have another cool video, not sports related necessarily. Actually, no, it has ties. Has some ties, some sports ties in it. There's actually a whole section about sports, but a really cool video that I'm trying to drop this week. I was trying to drop it last week, but then I found some more history that I had to add into it. Actually, the sports history. I found some sports history I had to add in. But hopefully that video, I can finish it this week. And that'll be fun. And then we'll do the live stream next week, and then hopefully championship game, and hopefully Birmingham later this year. We'll see. Bang, bang, Niner gang. I appreciate you guys. Vertlife all day. And, yeah, See you guys on the flip side. You know what I mean?